Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning to everybody who's here. So, good morning to Tony. Good morning, Lauren. Lauren's coming in from Jamaica. Tony's from Florida. Good morning, Dan, coming in from Buford. Glad that your Thanksgiving went well. Good morning. Yeah, Tony's weekend went well as well. First of all, she woke up to enjoy it. The icing is she got her mom's paperwork done. Oh, fantastic!
Woohoo!
I'm so happy for her. I know that was something you were working for. Thank you so much. This is my Santa hat. This is my. I will only wear this hat after Black or on or after Black Friday. So this is my December hat. Let's see here. Let's, um, Let's see here. Good morning, Shauna. Good to see you here today. Yeah, Jan made it home. I'm glad that you made it home, Jan. I'm glad you had an epic road trip back from Texas. I hope that you're doing okay. And I don't know if Meows came with you, but I hope that she's doing okay as well if she came with you. Good morning, John L. Coming over from the Sunshine State of Arizona. I see you're on top of the podium again, John L. So congratulations for being on top of the podium again.
Nice.
Good morning. Let's see here. Lauren says she got birthday dances last night from a bunch of Jamaican dancers. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. So happy to hear that, Lauren. I'm glad you're having a great time in Jamaica and that those Jamaican dancers are making your birthday extra special. Let's see here. Yes. And let's see. And a very happy birthday to you as well, Lauren. Let's see here. All right. So it is yet another wonderful wake up call. Pepper has set up another bunch of cards for me. It was so funny yesterday. She's like, what do you want the theme to be?" And I said, "Well, I'm like, well, we're going into we're kind of starting to get into where it's cold. So just give me some lovely some nice winter cards. So I don't know what they are, but I'm sure it's going to have a nice winter theme to it. And so yeah, we're going to be pulling a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We're going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation, and this will be a kind of a special series of cards. It's leading into the Awesome Saturday service, which this Saturday is going to be aspic themed. Oh boy, don't give her any ideas, Jan.
Maybe next week.
Oh, good lord. Um, I found an aspic image that's even more cursed than the one that she that she made.
But
Would,
I have two copper jello molds now. So he's playing with fire a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. Um, but anyway, yeah, we're going to be doing the Awesome Saturday service. We're going to be actually going to be sort of like introducing a little bit about how we're going to be raising our kid, and we're going to be talking about that. So if you're interested in attending but all these cards are kind of going to be leading up to that. So it'd be a lot of fun. Pepper and I were talking about what our values were for child raising, and then she came up with this set of cards that was yeah, that's going to be just sort of like indicative of our parenting styles. So we're really excited about being able to raise the next generation and very intentionally raise the next generation. So check out the Awesome Saturday service on Saturday at 11. We'll be talking about that. But anyways, so let's have some fun. Let's pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. And yeah, and so let's have some fun and pull the first one and say that today I am authentic. I am authentic. I express my wholeness with compassion and candor. So I am authentic. I express my wholeness with compassion and candor. Are you authentic? You are authentic. You express your wholeness with compassion and candor. I'm going to write that down in the comments, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing. That I am authentic and I express my wholeness with compassion and candor. I find that I am surrounded by a whole bunch of authentic people. A whole bunch of Dan says I am authentic. Nobody wants two of me. Yeah. They broke the mold after they made me as well, Dan. But anyway, I am authentic, and so are you. And as we do express our wholeness, I think it's really important not only for us to express who we are and to live in that very actualized way, but to express who we are in a compassionate way, to recognize that the people around us are not always the same as we are. In fact, a lot of times they really can't handle us. And especially as we live, as we live our own full lives, that can be a very intimidating thing to some people, particularly people who are not living in accordance with their own values. And so, as we do express ourselves, we express ourselves with compassion, and and the fact is that we have that compassion for others because we recognize that we ourselves did not always express our wholeness. And so as we do express our wholeness, what we'd like to do is we'd like to help the people around us to do the same thing, help the people around us to just express more of themselves, realizing that it's safe for them to express all of themselves. And yeah, I feel like the more that I express all of me, the more compassionate I am for other people who express all of them. The more that I'm accepting, and not just accepting, but just loving and excited about other people expressing all of themselves, even if I don't agree with that, even if all of themselves is very different. I remember that one time I was hanging out in the club with two of my friends, and one of these guys. I mean, we were all dressed up to the nines. I was in a beautiful purple smoking jacket with just I was just dressed up really nicely. And then the guy on my left was dressed up in just a complete punk rock outfit. He had a leather jacket on with spikes and stuff and tattoos and a big long scruffy beard. And the guy on my left was dressed up like it's just a complete hippie. He was tie dyed all over. And I was looking at the three of us and thinking to myself, like, in what reality would we otherwise meet? In what reality would we otherwise hang out right next to each other? And all of us expressing completely differently, and yet all of us expressing ourselves. It was such a wonderful moment with two people that are very dear to me, and I know that I'm very dear to them as well, and that they are very dear to each other, and so I realized in that moment that because all of us were so comfortable being ourselves, that we were also comfortable letting other people be themselves as well. And that's how we express our wholeness with compassion. And we express ourselves with candor as well. The way that we can do that is to just imagine that, like, when I was young, there was a show called Candid Camera, and the point of the show was that it would put people in unusual situations and just see how they reacted. Well, the fact is that as we go through life, we are consistently in unusual situations, and the point of Candid Camera was that people would react without a filter. It would be to just sort of like put them into some unusual situation, or present them with something weird to look at, and then just see how they reacted to it, because it's funny to watch people in their natural state. Well, as we express our wholeness, we live more and more in our natural state, and so that allows us, to really express our authenticity. There's a beautiful thing about being authentic. Being authentic is being real without trying. I notice that my friends are not trying to be something that they're not. I read an article yesterday, and it was very obvious that the person who wrote the article was trying to sound smart. You ever talk to somebody who is trying to sound smart, who is using big words when they weren't necessary, or long
Hmm.
sentences when they weren't necessary, or basically just like trying to, expressing something in a way that was intentionally confusing so that they could pretend like they were better than their audience? Well, I read this article, and that's exactly what it was. This person was making good points, and they had obviously thought their points through, but their sentences were 15 words long when they could have been 5 words long, and the words that they use were intentionally the most difficult to understand words when a simpler word would have sufficed. And I remember, as I read that article, thinking to myself, this person has good points. This person has obviously studied what it is that they're talking about. And yet they're communicating it poorly, because the communication style that they're choosing is trying to make themselves seem smart, rather than trying to get the point across. If they'd have just if they'd have simplified it tremendously, they would have gotten their point across. They would have found a wider audience. And the comments on this article very much bore out what I thought about it, because people were saying, "Why this is confusing? I don't understand this." And these are people that could have connected with the author, but instead the author chose this inauthentic way of communicating, and this inauthentic way of communicating did not serve them. I find that authentic people are just being themselves naturally, and as we are being ourselves naturally, it gives us this wonderful ability to just to really connect with others. So I am authentic. You are authentic as well. We express our wholeness with compassion and candor, and as we go through this week, and also as we go into an awesome Saturday service, we're going to express our wholeness with compassion and candor. So I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. I'll return tomorrow with another one of these. But until then, good morning again to Tony and Lauren and Dan, to Shauna and John L. and Lauren. Good morning. Let's see here to Tony, and let's see who else has come in today. I think I said Jan, but Jan's all over my comments. So Jan again, and let's see here. Yeah, I think that's that. And Shauna, of course. Oh, and Donna is here too. Hello, Donna. Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And anybody else who is here, I can see that I have more viewers than I have commenters. But I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. I will talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. But this is just your daily reminder that you are an amazing, worthy of love person. And so let's take this authenticity with us through the day. Let's express who we are today and recognize that as we do. Oh, and John L as well. I know that you're here as well. Good morning, John L. But let's express ourselves today with wholeness, with compassion, with candor, and in doing so, empower the people around us to express themselves as well. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, I love you. I appreciate you. I care about you. I think you're awesome, and I will talk to you on tomorrow. And until then, aloha from paradise.